Today's collectible spot, why we're having a look at the Diamond Select Marvel Minimates, Colossus and Rogue. You get two characters filling out the team of the X-Men. We got the two muscles of the team in Colossus and Rogue. It also looks as if Colossus comes with a secondary piece of armor, which we will get into in a second. Certainly on the side, you've got a picture of Colossus on the one. On the other side, it features Rogue. And then turn around on the back. Other figures that you can get in the set are Dazzler and Longshot. We got Brood and Wolverine, Brood, Wolverine, and Brood. We got Standard Wolverine, Colossus, and Rogue. Read-up says for Colossus, Pyotr Rasputin's ability to turn his body into organic steel makes him super strong, nearly indestructible, and able to throw objects at great distance at great speed. When the object is with his teammate Wolverine, this maneuver is known as the fastball special. The read-up for Rogue says, unable to touch others, Anna Maria saw her mutant ability to absorb memories, powers, and life energy as a curse. But after fighting the X-Men as part of the Evil Brotherhood, she later sought them out to ask them for help and eventually joined the team. Interested in checking out these and other Minimates? Certainly you can go to DiamondSelectToys.com. What I'm going to do is take a break. I'm going to get this opened up. When we come back, we're going to get a better look at Colossus and Rogue. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. With Colossus, not only do you get yourself a really cool looking Minimate, but you also get some other things as well. But before we actually look at the other things, let's look at the Minimate first. Colossus featured in his metallic silver. He's got himself the brush cut going on there as well. Really nice paint. I would say, if anything, if I had a gripe to make about the Minimate itself, because he relies on using the upper torso, the upper shell over top of his standard Minimate body, it makes his torso seem adequate in the top half, but then when you get to the lower legs, it kind of looks off-proportioned. Either his legs are too scrawny, or it looks like Colossus is wearing a jacket, a big metal jacket. He's got the X-Men belt featuring his logo there, the yellow in the chest. That paint is done pretty good, and I think the face is exceptionally well. Of course, you can take the hair off. He's just bald underneath, which would be an ideal. If you didn't already have one, you could probably do some customization. You can make yourself a Silver Surfer as well. But that's an awesome looking face. Now, as Spot has mentioned, Colossus comes with a load of interchangeable accessories, some of which have made sense to Spot, others not so much, but we'll go through that together. What you can do, for starters, is take the hair off, take the head off, just kind of wiggle it around, just to pop it off the ball joint here. You can take the suit, this upper torso piece, and this is entirely up to you, depending on which way you want to do this. You could take the top half off, which features these shoulder pads, you can see right here, and you can swap it out with just a standard, as you saw in the packaging, a standard Colossus torso. Again, entirely up to you. And what you can do is take the hands, just wiggle them off and pop off the entire hand piece. Take off the entire hand piece, like so. And he does also come with little bracelets, little ringlets that you can just pop on the end. He comes with a secondary pair of hands, so we'll clip those into place as well. Just a little bit of finessing is required. Not too much finessing. I think on a finessing level, you're looking at probably a finesse level of 4. Take the other piece, snap it in. By the way, you'll see a hole on the end. It leaves a nice opening for the hand. Just Slide that into place, like so. You got Colossus with just his regular hands. The boots, if you're not a big fan of the Colossus boots, well, of course you can wiggle those off. Sometimes the legs, the boots are a little harder to come off. There we go, just peg that off. Might be a little easier to hold it at the knees. This one boot does not want to come off. Normally, some Minimate feet, they just don't want to come off. This one really didn't want to come off. I should say other ones just normally fall off, but I'm going to pop those feet off. Then what you can do is he has these, and I can only assume that these go on the undersides of his feet. I think. I suspect. I might be wrong. You know what? I think they probably, maybe they go up here. It's these little square pieces. If anybody knows, certainly let me know. Maybe, you know what, maybe they go on his arms. But, I mean, they're square, so I would imagine that they would have gone on his legs somewhere. Anyways, you can take his regular feet, peg it into place. Regular feet that also are supplied, peg it into place. And lastly, retrieving his head once again, peg that into place, and peg that into place. And then you've just got a regular Colossus. Now, what you've seen Spot just do for the last minute or so, you could easily just mix or match if you want to have the upper torso and leave the legs and the hands as you see here. You can certainly do that as well. But that's probably by far some of the most interchangeable pieces I've seen with a Minimate. Even if Spot's not quite sure about these square pieces. I want to believe that they're actually part of his legs somehow. Unless they go somewhere on his shoulders. Maybe they go on his shoulders. Who knows? Lastly, is one other accessory or one other interchangeable piece that he can use. He's got two of these. You take the hand off, and he does come with also this hand here. Slide that into place. Make sure it's completely locked in. And you know what? We'll just pop this one off as well. It's not going to be technically the right one, but I'll show you guys anyways. Take the hand off. Like so. You also get a gloved version of what you just saw Spot do here, but as you see with the multiple rings as opposed to the singular ring. You can peg that into place. You're not going to use them likely for both, but you get the idea. This piece as it stands, you'll have to pretend that this is Wolverine. But you see how every Minimate has obviously peg holes on the undersides of their feet? You could take, pretending and assuming that this is Wolverine, you could have it pegged in, although it doesn't really peg in very well. But you can have it pegged into the bottom sides of the feet, and you can have Wolverine or one of the Minimates pegged into it. Although the pegs seem a little too small, just ever so slightly too small, that it doesn't seem to want to peg into a foot. We'll get into Rogue in a second. Let's take this piece one last time off, put the hands back in. Whoops. You know what? For the sake of this, let's get the regular arms back in. Where's the regular hands? Here's the regular hands. Put the regular hand back in. I really like Colossus. I mean, to me, Colossus is, when I was really following the X-Men, Colossus was part of the team. Pride of the X-Men certainly is one of Spot's favorite X-Men cartoons of all time. So Colossus, for me, is definitely a must-have for this if you're collecting Minimates. He's done really, really well. He has loads of different accessories and different ways to interchange the character. I think ultimately I might just go back to this one because this to me personifies Colossus. But either way, definitely a must-have figure if you ask me. He does also come with a display base, which, truth be told, you could use easily for Rogue as well. You don't necessarily have to use it for Colossus. Colossus, though, I am going to give him an 8.5. Done exceptionally well. His torso obviously runs the risk of being a little too large, but understandably so because he is such a beefy character. Colossus is a very nice Minimate. Moving along, let's have a look at Rogue. Part of me really loves this figure, and part of me feels a little disappointed. For starters, I love the hair. The hair, it's got the white classic Rogue hair, a little white band of hair in the front. Nice long curly hair in the back. Sugar. Now she's got one of her older costumes on. I don't think we've actually gotten many in the way of Rogue Minimates. I think part of me feels a little disappointed that it wasn't the Rogue from the Jim Lee style with the jacket and the leggings and whatnot. It's such an insignificant gripe, because what you end up ultimately still getting is still a gorgeous looking Minimate. That face is fantastic. One of the prettier Minimates that I have seen. You could take her hair off if you wanted to, but again, then she's just going to be bald. Her outfit, minus the little fiber of plastic that was still on this Minimate. But her outfit is the green and black suit version. Here's the back of it. Not really much to speak of. I suppose you could probably do some customization if you have other Minimates available. You could probably throw together a little more familiar of a Rogue outfit. By the way, the articulation on both these Minimates would be the same as every other Minimate. I'll demonstrate it on Rogue. Her head is on a ball joint, so in this case, Rogue's head moves up and down. It would move left and right. Sometimes with longer-haired Minimates, you're getting a little more of an obstruction. The arms are on a ball joint, so they move back and forth out. Bend at the elbow, of course, rotation in the hand. Oops, don't want to get that. Sorry, Rogue, I don't want you losing your hair over this. You can rotate her at the waist. And then, of course, the legs go forward, back, out, bend at the knee, swivel at the foot. She does have that display base if you would rather use it on Rogue than on Colossus. She does, however, also include this. Something we've gotten actually used quite frequently lately with the some of the Diamond Select Minimates is this swooshy base. They seem to be using it a lot for flying Minimates, which I'm kind of glad that they're starting to include this. Not only just the regular bases, but also these swooshy bases. It gives just a little more ways to pose a Minimate. Rogue is definitely a good example of a Minimate you likely would want to have flying in the air. So when you have them on display, of course posed just right, you could have all the X-Men and then the flying X-Men behind, and you can still see all of them. Minimates are a good size that you could have quite a lot of them on display shelf, and you're not taking up a whole lot of space. I love Colossus. Colossus, I think, is my favorite of this set. I really like Rogue, but I feel as if, and it might just be my own interest invading this, but I feel as if I love the head. The hair is fantastic. Really wish we could have gotten a Jim Lee outfit on Rogue instead of the green and the black outfit. It may not bother everybody. It may not bother everybody. If you are looking for a Rogue Minimate, you really can't get ones better than this one. This is such a pretty looking Minimate. I'm going to give her an 8. Today's collectible spot, we're having a look at the Diamond Select toys, the Marvel Minimates, featuring Colossus with a whole slew of accessories, and Rogue. Two great Minimates, definitely not worth passing on. Definitely ones you wouldn't want to pass on. Certainly stick around though, guys. Certainly stick around. There are more collectible spots heading your way. See you guys next time. Sugar!